guys, welcome to Wirecomm. My name's Matthew, a training manager here. I basically facilitate and put together all the training that happens here at Wirecomm. I'm going to be taking you on a virtual tour of Wirecomm's training facilities. Essentially, we would like to demonstrate and show you its capabilities and what we're able to train and how it would fit in perfectly for your needs and requirements. Let's go in and take a look. So to take a quick look around the room, I just want to point out that this downstairs training room, which we call the uplift or HMOD room, has been set up for multiple different departments, whether it's HMOD, uplift, PNM, power supply. We have it covered in this room. The first thing I'd like to introduce to you guys is the HMOD Uplift training environment, which is basically this stage right here. This stage is completely live and online. It does have RF, power, all that passing through it. But one thing that should be noted is we do have different plant styles. So we have FTTF on one side, and we have FTTC on the other side. So when your guys come in and they start working on this, they should be able to understand what plant style they're working on based off of the tap values that they're working with. 32s versus, or 29s versus, 23s and 20 value taps. As you can see, we have, your through taps, okay? And we also have our end of line taps that you can see over here, as well as different amplifiers that we've installed into the environment, whether it's Aris, ATX, or Technetic. But this stage has been developed into a lot more than just uplift HMOD. It can be suited towards PNM. We have drops running all the way over here, which we can essentially eject a bunch of noise into to have the guys chase and troubleshoot noise in the system, whether it's F2 correctables. Whatever terminology you use, we can tailor the course to your needs. We do have a little kind of wall or demonstration. We have mini bridgers, trunks, line extenders. We have the newer taps along with splitters. That's, like I said, just a quick demonstration. Moving along over here, you can see we have a full chart of the RF spectrum and what it's used for, its designation. Demonstrate our kind of table theory setup. So we have 6 different tables along here. 2 guys can essentially work per table, fitting about 12 guys in here. This can be used for theory, as we do have TVs all around the room with a projector right up at the front. But guys can also work on these tables. It is pretty load bearing and can hold a bunch of weight. To set up and start kind of, learning equipment, taking it apart, diagnosing it, connectorizing and doing that kind of stuff. But one last thing that we can demonstrate about this is we do have full access to all the cabling, whether it's the RG6 drops or the hardline underneath, so we can always introduce troubleshooting issues for the guys to troubleshoot, or we can always just expand it further and add, remove, replace what we need to under there. Moving along over here, we do have a couple offline, not active node setups. So this can be used to bring guys in who are going to be or want some kind of hands-on refresher for node cutovers. Essentially, they can come in here to replace mods, take a look at the different setups. Is it 1 forward, 2 return? Pad setups, all that kind of stuff. So we have 2 1x2 setups over here. We have a 2x2 setup, and we also have a 2x4 setup. Moving further down the line into the training room, you're going to see a board over here, and this board is basically used for power supply troubleshooting. So if I actually had this powered up, Some of these lights would turn on, some wouldn't, and essentially the guys would have to go through the line to figure out where the trouble was or where the problem was, diagnose and fix it in order to get the light to light up at the end of the line here, therefore showing that they've passed power all the way through. So once again, that's a good troubleshooting board. If we're talking about power supply installation and swaps, like we're talking about batteries or the power supply itself, we are generally using this cabinet or this cabinet over here to do that type of training. So the guys would essentially do an installation with the wiring harnesses, the batteries, setting up the power supply, and then we'd have another group come in and do a swap. Let's just say we had to change the batteries, change the power supply. They would then come in and have to do the swap, making sure they meet the certain standards of the plant that they're working on. All of this is live, how should I put it, controlled environment to what they're gonna see out in the field, okay? The board you see up here, this is the old 861 gigahertz board. It will be revamped, so when we upgrade this guy, which is 1.2, this training environment here, right now it's 1.2, but it will be upgraded to 1.8, and we will most likely start incorporating and changing equipment here as well to expand it to make it a bigger environment. Continuing on through the room, there isn't too much more to show you, but we do have our inventory and kind of stock set up over here. The guys can just come over, grab what they need, whether it's hardline cables, drop layer cables, taps, splitters, seize downs, whatever they need, right? And then over here we have a whole bunch of different other equipment that the guys could use to swap into the training environment. We keep that under lock and key because that's pretty expensive equipment. So all in all, I have introduced to you the first of 3 rooms that we use here at Wirecomm for training. As mentioned, this is the uplift power supply PNM room, but it could also be tailored and modified to suit your needs. Another room I wanted to show you guys is our upstairs training room. So this room originally started off as a residential training room. The guys could essentially run drops from the side of the house or the house side over to the strand over here. And they'd be able to set them up, install, take down. Obviously we don't repair aerial drops, but they basically get their hands on with that. Just to point out, we do have a projector at the front. We do have different stations set up in this room as well with internet and phone. We also have a doorbell set up over here demonstrating roughly how a doorbell's set up, and we also have active self-protector home monitoring equipment based off of the different companies and the equipment that they use. So typically speaking, this room, as I mentioned, started off as a residential room. It has kind of turned into a little bit more, and it's now kind of considered a little bit more as the theory room. So whether you're here for HMOD, uplift, PNM, power supply, residential, or any other department, this room, generally speaking, is now used for theory. The guys would essentially complete any online training or tests that need to be done before they would move down and get the hands-on in the downstairs training room. Generally, we use this room for rehires and new hires, going through policies, procedures, health and safety, stuff like that. But the room can be tailored and changed to meet your needs. As mentioned, you could use it for a health and safety aspect or side of things, and it could also be used for phone. It is set up for phone, NSL, apartment buildings, that kind of stuff. But once again, can be changed and tailored to meet your needs as you require.